Hi guys, welcome to my channel where we talk about everything from tech to films and all the fun stuff in between. In today's video, let's look at everything that is floating around the internet rumor mill about the new iPad 6th generation, which is expected to launch along the iPad Pro 2021 come March. Apple hasn't shown much love towards the iPad mini for the past 2 years. The last time it was updated was in 2019 in its 5th iteration, and the iPad mini at that time got the same specs as the excellent 2019 iPad Air 3, with a serious bump in processor from an original A8 chip to the A12 Bionic chip with Neural Engine, which is also in the iPad Air 3. It also got Apple Pencil Gen 1 support, but smart keyboard compatibility was obviously left out due to, the size factor. Now, 2020 saw an amazing refresh to the iPad Air, borrowing all the cool features from iPad Pro, making it the best value iPad currently available from Apple. Usually, the mini should have been addressed at this point as well, but Apple chose not to. Not sure if it's due to the COVID outbreak which caused disruption in production, or simply because of lack of interest from people about this small, insanely lighter beast of a tablet. Seriously guys, I personally did not own an iPad mini ever, but I did play around with one quite a lot as my parents had one. And if you are okay to compromise with the screen size, this tablet is simply amazing. It is light to such a point that holding this for hours in your hand will not cause any fatigue, unlike any other iPad in Apple's lineup. And it always packs the insane powerful specs from its bigger tablet versions, and it is a heaven for gamers. But for me, the screen size compromise outweighs all the other benefits, so I never owned one. But still, looking at all the juicy rumors, I cannot help but drool over the coolness which the iPad mini 6 is going to bring. Or not, as some trusted sources did drop a few leaks which are going to pour water on all our iPad mini 6 dreams. Since last year, there were many rumors floating around that the next iPad mini is not going to look like a small iPad, but it will look like a smaller iPad Pro. So it will lose the home button, shrink the bezels, and fit an 8.9-inch screen in the same footprint, along with Face ID, stereo speaker setup, and USB Type-C port. This would have been the biggest upgrade to the iPad mini, since its conception really. And when the iPad Air did get all those cool features borrowed from the iPad Pro, along with a newer, cheaper to manufacture alternative to Face ID in the form of Touch ID, our expectations only grew stronger about the iPad mini doing the same. But think this is not going to happen. According to the very reliable Mako Takara and Minshikyo, the iPad mini 3 is going down the route of iPad Air 3. So the bezels are going to get thinner, making room for an 8.4-inch display, which is up from the current 7.9 inches. And it will still host the home button with Touch ID whilst keeping the same Lightning port. This upgrade is also supposed to be reflected onto the rumored 9th gen entry-level iPad, which will more or less get the iPad Air 3's chassis. You know, the iPad which costs £329. However, all hope is not lost yet, as according to sources, Apple is still working on a mini iPad to support the newer mini LED technology. So we might be seeing an iPad Pro mini after all at some point, but for the next iPad mini 6 iteration, it will look very familiar. Personally, I feel the thinner bezels are a welcome change, and getting more screen real estate in more or less the same footprint is amazing as well. If you recollect how these kind of upgrades made the iPad Air look more cooler and modern when they shrunk the bezels, so the mini will probably be getting the same treatment. Processor-wise, the iPad mini always kept up with its bigger brothers when it came to internals. may it be camera or the processors. So keeping in line with this, we might see the excellent A14 Bionic chip make its way into the iPad mini 6 along with the same 4GB of RAM. Cameras wise, don't think there's much to happen here as the mini already hosts a very decent for a tablet camera system, with the rear being 8 million pixel shooter and the front being a very decent 7 million pixel lens. I seriously hope that the iPad 9th generation will borrow this decent 7 million pixel front camera, as at the moment it is still stuck on a ridiculous for 2021 1.2 million pixels front facing camera. Another cool and interesting feature would be Apple Pencil Gen 2 support. See, the current minis does support the first generation Apple Pencil, which is decent but has a weird charging implementation and no proper carrying integration unless you use a case. And the second gen Apple Pencil would be an amazing addition. I've measured the length of the Apple Pencil Gen 2, guys, and it would nicely fit to the side without any issues. But problem is curved edges. See, if the iPad mini is going to support the same design as the iPad Air 3 with curved edges, then the Apple Pencil Gen 2 will not work, as for this to work, it will need flat sides like how the iPad Air 4 or the iPad Pro 2020 has. So if we are not getting a radical new design same as the iPad Air 4 last year, then we might not see the Apple Pencil Gen 2 support. Also, do not get high hopes for keyboard support as well, guys. I don't think Apple is keen on designing a smaller Magic Keyboard to fit the mini, making all the keys very cramped. Saying all that, let's not still lose hope on the iPad Air 4 kind of a design for the mini, along with USB Type-C port, power button, Touch ID, and Apple Pencil Gen 2 support. Actually, until the recent tweets from Makoto Takara and Minchiko, we all were positive about the next iPad mini looking like a smaller iPad Air 4. So definitely interesting space to watch out for, guys. I'll keep you posted about the updates via my Instagram and Twitter accounts, so do follow me there. And do let me know your thoughts about the iPad mini. Do you like the mini over regular sized iPads? What features are you most looking forward to? Please do comment down and let me know. And whilst you're heading down to that bottom section, you'll have to go past the like and the subscribe button anyways. So do smash that like button and do tap on that red subscribe button as well if you haven't already done it. And that would mean a lot to a new YouTuber like me, guys. I do have some interesting new content with some cool new hardware coming next on my channel, so please subscribe and support a new YouTuber like me. And as always, thanks a lot for staying with me until the end. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.